So I was thinking of a million things I wanted to come here and say to you. If you're seeing me right now, you are me, I am you. There are no coincidences. You didn't stumble upon this video by accident. If you're new here, hi. I am a manifestation of you in another form, here to give you whatever it is that you are meant to receive from this. I mean, at this point, I'm just talking to you, right? And we're just like, yeah, pretty much. If you've been following me for a while, you know how this goes. Yeah, essentially, I was thinking of a million things I wanted to come on here and say to you, but it all just left. in a sense. Like, I feel like we have you are someone who is a conscious creator, you're someone who's very magical, you're someone who's very intuitive, you're someone who's very psychic, and you understand that. That's why you're here, that's why you're even seeing me right now. And yeah, sometimes we can get wrapped up in our heads about how this is supposed to work or what the fuck is going on, and this need to know, I mean, in codes it's like it feels dense, right? And it's essentially that, okay, I'm going to be talking in English and in light language, okay? Those are the two languages we talk here. Yeah, and with light language, I think it's, for the longest time, I was able to channel light language in my art. And in, like, I used to see it a lot in art and music and stuff, but I never used to be able to speak it the way that I can now. And it's not that I never used to be able to speak it, it's more just reconnecting with my voice that allowed me to really speak light language more than anything. Now, light language and light codes can mean different things to different people, and I think it's a little easier to speak in light codes than it is to speak with human languages. Hi. That was an eagle. Yeah, it's a little easier, definitely, because I feel like words can get a little too wordy. Like, even me saying all of this is just so much fluff, if you get what I mean. Like, language is just so much fluff in terms of human language, especially the English language. I don't want to get into the semantics of the semantics, but yeah, it can get very fluffy, and right now it almost feels transcendental, right? Like, right now, exactly where I am and where you are listening to me, like, it almost feels timeless, right? I want to say I don't want to say almost, it is timeless. And I'm also like, I feel like I'm speaking really fast, because yeah, I think I am. It's only been like 3 minutes. I thought it was like 9 minutes. Yeah. So that's kind of like the vibe, like the breeze is blowing that side, and like, you can see my hair moving and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of the vibe. With light language, I feel like the communication is a lot faster, but with English, I gotta really speak really quick for me to get the words across with the rate at which the mind is flowing, or the thoughts are flowing. Essentially, yeah, I think this has always been an issue with me. Even when I was younger and when I was in school and stuff, we used to write a lot, right? And my mind used to think a lot faster than I wrote. So after a point, I just stopped, writing, and I started speaking more. And I did really well when I was speaking, like, I would really get my point across, like, yeah. But it's like, now that I've been speaking for so long as well, like speaking a certain language for so long, the English language specifically, I've also learned to learn other languages. My fluency in other languages is pretty limited, of course, but I feel like with light language especially, it's a lot faster in terms of communication and just getting the energy across. So yeah, whenever you're listening to light codes, yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. See, I even lost the entire train of thought. But whenever you're listening to light codes, they may mean something very specifically to you, and it's essentially what you feel more than what is being said or heard. Sometimes you may hear words that are familiar when I'm speaking light language, or when someone else is speaking light language, and I feel like that it definitely applies to me as well. Like when I'm speaking light language, suddenly there are words from like different languages, specifically some words like some words from Spanish, some words from like Japanese, some words from like French. Like it's a mix of all the languages, like human languages I know, and some words from Latin, some words like it doesn't matter, what the age of the languages. Some words from Sanskrit, some words from Hindi, some words from like Tamil and Telugu and Gujarati and Kachi, and it's just all over the place because those are all the human experiences I've had, I guess, in this lifetime. Bengali, like, yeah, it's just so many languages. Yeah, essentially that. After a point, it's just not describable. So, after a point, it's just easier to talk in light language, is what I feel. So yeah, if you watched thus far, I think drop a comment, okay? Drop a comment so I know you watched this far. Like, I don't think a lot of people would have made it this far. Yeah, and honestly, like, I've been thinking about why I make these videos. I genuinely make these videos because I like making these videos, and like, sincerely, like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I don't give a fuck if like one person watches this, or nobody watches this, or 100 people, or a million people, or like, yeah, like, this is just gonna reach who it's meant to reach, and I just know that, and that's all. Like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Because again, tying back to the idea of Satnam, like, I am you, yeah, and I know I'm listening to me, like, in another form, and also I'm gonna watch this at some point in time. Time is an illusion, but yes, at some point in time I'm probably gonna watch it once it's uploaded, or not, if it's in my I think this is gonna go out, okay? I don't think this is gonna be in my camera roll, but yeah, essentially that. Yeah, and I feel like someone who's watching this, okay, I think like a lot of you who are watching this have been thinking about like talking to a larger audience, putting your content out there, or like just expressing yourself. It doesn't have to be in this way. It doesn't have to be like videos and like podcasts, and it doesn't have to be this. Like, I'm just artsy and creative, and I like the internet, and I like Gen Z, so that's why I do this. Okay, like, it just feels nice to me. Like, it's natural. It's not like a burden. It's like I'm excited to do this. Yeah, and I feel like a lot of you here want to be seen and heard. Okay, and it's actually. It's exactly that. Like, I think a lot of content like that found me. Like, it's your fear of being seen, it's your fear of being heard, and I really had to like go back and like, go back inwards and look at where those fears arose from. And yeah, I think like we're all expressive. We all want to be seen. We all want to be heard, and that's something we need to own. Like, it needs to be our thing. That kind of thing. That kind of vibe. Yeah, that's what it was for me. Like, this whole thing has been like a journey of owning my voice, because my voice is just so powerful. Like, it's insane. Like, it's lifetimes of like, again, time is an illusion, the separation is an illusion, but if we're looking through that veil, it's been lifetimes of me being persecuted for speaking my truth, my authenticity, just being me. Like, the witch wound ran deep. uh, Obviously healing is a continuous journey, but like, at least I've been able to recognize that people pleasing ran very deep. And within this lifetime too, like, I'm a musician, I'm a singer, I'm a rapper, I'm an artist. Like, yeah, like, when I was younger, I was on stages all the time. Like, I was always singing, like, as a child, like, child like, since the age of 3 4. Yeah, I was always on stages, and I was always singing. And then something just happened. Like, it's like suddenly everyone was just triggered by my light, by my growth, by my like voice, by my me just showing up. Like, I get that, and I realize that, because my voice is just so powerful, my presence is just so powerful, and I feel like if you are listening to me, you are someone like that. Like, your presence alone can trigger people, can trigger the darkness in people, can trigger the shadows in people, can trigger the insecurities in people. And that's probably why you faced persecution, if you want to put it that way. Something's in my eyes. Something like that. Like, something's in my eyes. Like, I can't really see anymore. Like, what the fuck is going on? And it's just like that. It's like You know, a little dust can fall in your eyes sometimes, and you may not be able to see for a second. But once you're able to see again, it's like you have the choice. You have the choice. At every point, you have a choice, and no choice is wrong. That's what is the main point here. That's what I'm trying to get across to you. No choice is wrong. Everything has happened exactly as it's meant to happen. Everything is exactly as it's meant to be. You're at the right place at the right time at all times. Yeah, that's what's coming through, you know. And yeah, to anyone who's felt like, you know, silenced, you've been someone who's been silent, someone who's been, if you have memories from past lives, someone who's been killed, burned, hanged, drowned, shot. I should have said trigger warning. Too late, I guess. I'm sorry about that. Like, this is something I'm genuinely sorry about, so I'm not going to say sorry, not sorry. But yeah, trigger warning. If you've been persecuted for your voice or for being seen, that is all the more reason that you should reclaim your voice and your image. I want to say image. Yeah, but like it's not just an image. It's all you. So yeah, reclaim you. Um, if you're a woman watching this, if you're in a female body watching this, if you identify as a woman as well, I believe all women are witches. Okay, I believe this. I know this because for many reasons actually. Because the female body, firstly, the female human body is very, 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 very connected to the moon, to the earth, to the planets. Like, the body itself is very connected, and why is pretty obvious. It's like, it's not to say that the male body isn't, or a different sex apart from the male and female sex isn't. It's just the female body very specifically is very, 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 very connected to the moon, to the planets, and to the cosmos in general. Because if you're in a female body, what's between your legs is actually a border. Like, no cap. It is the seat of creation. It is the portal of creation. It is how life is birthed into this world. So that's enough of an understanding for you to realize what I'm trying to say, right? Yeah, you probably already know this. It's just like friendly reminder to you. Yeah. So yeah, if you're in a female body, I just have to say, like, the witch wound probably runs deep, and we're all witches. Yeah. And what I mean by witches and witchcraft is not that witches are evil, or it's not that witches are against men, or witches are against, you know, whatever, like, whatever it is, religion, witches are evil, witches are like satanic. No, like, see, again, those are the blocks, those are the wounds specifically, because witches are just magic. Witches are just mages, essentially, right? And magic has always been, what's going on? See, exactly. Magic has always been constrained by the people in society, in government, in hierarchy, in secret societies, and so on and on. And you know, they are all a manifestation of you and me, of course, but within the veil of separation, there is the idea of separation. And so it's like, these structures that exist, these systems that exist, the matrix that exists, the false matrix that exists, these systems of hierarchy in terms of religion, in terms of government, in terms of, like, even within magic, like the idea of secret societies and so on, these are all the opposite side of what you are energetically. That is the only reason you're listening to this, okay? That is essentially, I think, the understanding that I'm trying to hint at, or the perspective rather that I'm trying to hint at, when I say all women are witches. witches were, trigger warning, witches were, that was a bee, a bumblebee. Witches were persecuted, witches were burned, witches were hanged, witches were drowned, witches were shot, witches were all of these things. Because let's be real, patriarchy was a very real thing when all of this was happening, when the witch hunts happened, right? And it was the men that wanted to stay in power that did this to the women, because they realized that women are magic, absolute magic. Yeah. And like, this is not to say that all men are patriarchal or all men are tyrannical. No, this is just to say that patriarchy is a real issue. Yeah, patriarchy really is problematic, and it's existed for centuries on this planet. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hinting at. I'm not saying that men are crazy or men are weird and like men don't deserve to exist. No. Men can be wizards too. Men can be mages too. There's nothing wrong with that. But a man knows, like someone in a male body knows that the female body is more magical. It just is what it is. I'm not talking about matriarchy here. I'm just talking about magic and how it exists within like the human constructs and human bodies. Yeah, so yeah, diving deep into the witch one, I guess. Yeah, essentially that, like even religion as a form of crowd control, with the idea of sin and punishment and reward, as the polarities, and within that the idea of like an individual, forget men and women here, but that is another thing within religion. Okay, we'll not get there, but let's get into like the idea of religion saying that God is something separate from you. You are God. Everything is God. You are the universe. Everything is the universe, right? And it's the idea of this veil of separation. The more you dive into the veil of separation, is the more further, like the further you move away from the absolute truth, which is Satnam, I am. Essentially, that's what sort of came through when I was in my constructive rest position after my practice. Essentially, you just lie down and you close your practice with the Satnam, and you let your body integrate the energy that you've moved. And these were just some ideas and thoughts that came through after my practice, which I really wanted to come on here and talk about. I think moving my body and then coming here and talking about things like really helps me get clearer in terms of what I'm trying to like say. Yeah, so that's kind of the vibe. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't even know what I talked about. Like, I just talked about a bunch of random ideas that somehow seem to resonate with you, which is why you're still watching. If you're still watching, seriously, like, drop me a comment or let me know or something, like, because, like, at this point, yeah, see, I like making these videos and I like putting it out there, but I would also like to see if it's actually, like, yeah, let's play a game, like, put it down, like, in the comments, put something down. Yeah. Hi! Oh, love you too. Oh, he's so cute. Oh. I'm telling the birdie I love you, and the birdie is telling me I love you. We all love you. Oh. I also hear an airplane. Oh. Oh. It's so cute, adorable. I can't do that. Different languages. Thank you, I love you. Oh, bye. The bird literally came and taught me how to talk bird language. And then said I was doing a good job. I can't believe I got that all on camera. I think this is gonna be called languages. That was insane. I don't know if this caught it, but that was absolutely insane. How many people on the internet are talking about this stuff? and then I flew away. I was like, okay, good job. I thought you were a new bye. I'm losing my mind. In a good way. See, I've always been connected with birds and animals, and I've always been able to talk with them telepathically and stuff. And sometimes I try to speak to them in their language. Like sometimes I do bird calls, and sometimes I talk to dogs and I bark to dogs. But this is insane, right? This is absolutely insane. The bird was just like, you're doing an absolutely amazing fucking job. Here's how you say these things. Here's how you say, yeah. And then crazy. I feel like if you're watching me right now, you're someone who's familiar with this. Like, you probably talk to like animals and birds as well. And yeah, that's just insane. Like, I think I need a few moments to like understand what the fuck just happened. Like, I get it, but like I just want to bathe in this energy for a bit. So I'm gonna end this here, and see you next time.